22,000 subs in 10 months, 55 guest interviews, and a truly wide range of opinion across the American right covered every single week. This has been an incredible year, one of the best in my life. When I was asked if I wanted to take a leap into the unknown of hosting and producing a show, I almost let fear get the best of me. I was pretty comfortable in my career path up to this point, coasting a bit and not really dying to rock the boat. And fear nearly pushed me away from this opportunity to speak to all of you every single week, to talk to you about conservatism the way that I see it, liberty, and what it means to live a good life. And I am so glad that I dove into this project and did something a little scary in choosing to work on this channel. But great things do often end. And so too will our show here. We have an amazing team, from my friends and co-hosts Brad Palumbo, Vanessa Gothix, and Shoshana Weissman, to the producers who very, very graciously put up with my nonsense: Scott, Katie, Sally, Andy, Angelina, Justin, Zeke, Chuck, Maxine. You're the best there is. And all of you out there who supported the show, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We did exactly what we set out to do, which was elevate the discourse every week and profile the divides on the political right. Because 2016, it changed everything. Completely reworked the political spectrum as we know it. That's why we on this show talked to neocons, tradcons, MAGAites, libertarians, socialists, neo-libs, immigration hawks, and culture warriors alike, because what it means to be conservative is not what it used to mean. I think we did pretty good justice to the pros and cons of that. Oh, and by the way, we did it without creating enemies, building straw men to burn, and acting like sociopaths for clicks. What we did on Right Now was stand up for what the left used to stand for, which is openness, classical liberalism, live and let live conversation, and honestly, that is the new right. It's this mismatch of people who are exhausted by the prudishness and control freak attitude of the left. Some of our friends to the right want to fight fire with fire. I get that it's tempting, but to that I say, why? They're eating each other alive. And we're going to turn this country around by being better, embracing difference, not just of race and of creed, but of thought. As this chapter ends, I'd love to stay in touch. And so as I build something new to continue this mission that we've been doing here, maybe you'd come and join me. I do have a Substack. It's free, so don't worry about paying for anything. Go to politicizeme.substack.com. That's politicizeme.substack.com. Go there right now and subscribe. I'll send you emails and touch base about what's going to come next. And as I figure out what that thing is going to be, you're going to be the first to know. Now, before I go, I want to share this with you because I was in Miami this week, and Tom Palmer, an author and rather famous political theorist, was giving a speech to a crowd there. And in it, he referenced the final statements of Chinese dissident Liu Xiaobo, who was sentenced to prison by the communist regime years ago in 2009 for inciting subversion of state power. And what he is said to have said in that moment really moved me. I had told you a bit ago that on this show, we didn't seek to make enemies, and that's not because I'm afraid to. My dear friend Ben at The Federalist has on his Twitter bio, he says, "You can tell a man's vices by his friends and his virtues by his enemies." And I like that a lot. I really get the point. Because like when you do the right thing, some people are going to hate you for it. The government might declare you an enemy of the state for just telling the truth. And we all know that this happens in real life. But what you do with that presents you with a choice. Will the hatred and the label of enemy go both ways? I don't think that it has to. And Liu said in the Chinese court, "I have no enemies and no hatred. None of the police who have monitored, arrested, and interrogated me, the prosecutors who prosecuted me, or the judges who sentenced me are my enemies. While I'm unable to accept your surveillance, arrest, prosecution, or sentencing, I respect your professions and personalities. For hatred is corrosive of a person's wisdom and conscience. The mentality of enmity can poison a nation's spirit, instigate brutal life and death struggles, destroy a society's tolerance and humanity, and block a nation's progress to freedom and democracy. I hope, therefore, to be able to transcend my personal misfortunes in understanding the development of our society, to counter the hostility of the regime with the best of intentions and diffuse hate with love. I do not feel guilty for following my constitutional right to freedom of expression, for fulfilling my social responsibility as a citizen. Even if accused of it, I would have no complaints. Can't do any better than that. I'm Stephen Kent. This has been Right Now on the Rightly Network. And remember, always ask why, stay out of line, and be a bug in the system. See you soon.